And so this source current also will be 0 during the freewheeling period because this side is disconnected from the load side. You are there or not, students?
Yes, sir.
Very few.
Yes, sir.
Very few students are there, na? Anyway, we'll discuss whatever is there. How many are there? Don't know.
70 around.
70. Okay, no problem. 70 is a good number. So with resistive load, okay, the performance of full control and half control will be same because voltage and current are in the same phase. So current 0 means switches are off. So in the first half cycle, T1 and T4 are turned on. So T1 load, T4 and back to source. Okay. So load voltage is source voltage. In the next half cycle, at pi voltage is 0, current is 0. So at pi plus alpha, we trigger T3 and T2. So current will fly through T2, T4 back to source in the other direction. Okay. Here. Okay. So the voltage equation all are same. Alpha to pi is the limit Vm by pi 1 plus cos alpha. So take this waveform. Note down these equations. Remember here with resistive load, the output voltage, average output voltage is Vm by pi 1 plus cos alpha. I naught average load current is P naught by RL. IT average is I naught by 2. VRMS is this big equation. V into pi minus alpha plus half sin 2 alpha by pi whole square root. So we'll study this RL, okay. Now what happens? This T3 and T4 are now thyristors. Diodes are replaced by thyristors, okay. So what happens is in the first half cycle, T1 and T4 are conducting. So current will go through T1, load, T4, okay. After pi, current is reversing, but current is not less than the holding current. So T1 and T4 continue to conduct. In the other circuit, what was happening? These are diodes. So this diodes was reverse bias, so it turns up, and these diodes current transfer from this diode to this diode. So there is a inherent freewheeling action. But in full converter, both T1 and T4 continue to conduct till the current becomes 0. Okay. So this T1 and T4 continue to conduct after pi. At pi plus alpha, when T2 and T3 are triggered, current transfer to T2 and T3. Current will flow through T2 and RL and T3 and back to source in the other direction. Current at the source is alternating. Reverse cases T1, RL load, T4. Okay, positive, negative. After pi, these two are still conducting, so this voltage is negative for some time. Then when again T2 and T3 are triggered, voltage again is polarity, positive. T2 RL load, T3. Okay. So there is a negative voltage here, not unlike your half control. So here T1 and the diagonal thyristor T1 and T4 are conducting from pi to pi plus alpha, not alpha to pi plus alpha, not from alpha to pi. Current is continuous, so there is no breakoff here. 0% is not there. Your continuously current is flowing, alternating current. When thyristor is conducting, it is 0 voltage. When thyristor is not conducting, it is the source voltage. Okay. So note down this waveform. This is alpha. This is pi. This is pi plus alpha. 2 pi plus alpha, like that. So from this waveform, we will derive the average voltage, output voltage, average RMS current, RMS voltage. Okay. So here the average voltage is 2 Vm by pi cos alpha, not 1 plus cos alpha. Okay. So if alpha is greater than 90 degree, the average voltage becomes negative and motoring action is possible. That is why it is a full control. Both motoring and braking can happen. Braking, and the average voltage is negative, power can be fed back to the source from the load. That is regeneration. That is known as a regenerative braking in a DC motor. Just note down what is written here. This shows that if alpha is greater than 90 degrees, average voltage is negative. If the load has a RLE load, DC motor, and if polarity of E is reverse, this source E will feed power back to AC supply. This operation of full converter is known as inverter operation of the converter. The full converter will vary delay angle greater than 90 degrees called line commutated inverter. Such a operation is used in the regenerative braking. This is braking. This braking mode of a DC motor, in which case is the counter EMF of the DC motor. Okay. For regenerative action, the polarity of the back EMF has to be reversed. Okay, the excitation has to be reversed. Then only power will be fed back to the source. So note it down. Any doubt you can ask me.
Sir, here RMS current is I not RMS by 2 or root 2.
Which one? ITRMS is I not RMS by root 2.
Sir, average is I not.
Average current is V naught by RL. Average voltage by resistance. SCR average current is always I naught by 2. There are 4 switches, so 2 pair of switches sharing the load current. So I naught by 2. So you understand what is full control and half control? In half control, the voltage is never go below the 0, means negative. But here in full converter, it is 2 Vm by pi cos alpha average voltage. So if alpha is greater than 90 degree, and if we change the polarity of the RLE load, power can be fed back to the source. This is known as regenerative braking. Or the converter is known as inverter operation. Line commutated inverter. It is known as line commutated inverter. Okay. Because commutation takes place on all line. Means the line voltage is used to turn up a pair of switches, and therefore it is line commutated inverter. So that's all. Full converter, half control converter, over. All type of load we have to study. So, any question? I will take next week. I will take class on Friday and Saturday. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, I'm not taking classes. I will take on Friday and Saturday. Saturday time I will tell you. Is it okay? This is the waveform.
Saturday the timing.
Timing at what time? 10 to 11 will be okay.
Yes, sir. I think it will be okay.
It is okay, na? 10 is okay, comfortable. It's okay. Today there is no question. So single phase converter control rectifier is over. You draw your own, solve some in the in between, solve some problem. Okay, during the holidays, you solve some problem, then more doubt will come and we'll discuss again.
So for the full wave, is midpoint configuration in the syllabus?
It is not there. It is not there.
So we'll do only the bridge configuration.
Further, you can learn. In what happens is the center tap is that we have to use a center tap transformer is required, but only 2 switches can rectify, right? You have studied, or I think you have studied. That is why you are asking doubt, right? But what happens
Sir,
is
I just read
that,
about it.
but what happens is that peak inverse voltage. This peak inverse voltage, this is known as peak inverse voltage. Here it is what is the source voltage, Vm. But in case of center tap, the peak inverse voltage is 2 Vm. So stress on the switches are very high. But I don't know, they are not small circuit they are using, doping circuit. That we'll see, not so important. Waveform and derivation will be same, except that there will be a center tap transformer and 2 switches. Okay. Otherwise, all the waveform will be same, and this peak inverse voltage will be twice Vm. Okay. Because up to the center it is from top to center it is Vm, from center to below lower point it is Vm, so 2 Vm. Okay, and one switch is off, so 2 Vm will appear across the other switch which is off. If you apply KVL, when one switch is conducting and other switch is off, the voltage across the off switch is 2 Vm. Right. Any other question in this circuit? So we finished very early. There is no, actually, 3-phase will start on Friday. Friday and Saturday. Fine. I'm leaving then.
Sir, next week Saturday we'll have class from 10 to 11.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है.